Welcome everyone to another episode of The Creative Minds. Joining me here today is Dana Tarawneh. So Dana, can you tell us a bit more about who you are and what you do basically?
So I think I put on several hats. So I'm gonna start off with I don't know, the corporate hat and then move to the more casual and fun. Um, so I don't know, for the past 21 years, I've been in marketing and communication. I've led teams and I actually had a couple of companies as well. But pre-pandemic, we decided to shut down, and I decided, you know what? I no longer want to own a company.
Oof.
I want to be
Yeah.
part of the and this is usually the opposite, right? So usually
Yeah.
people, yeah, they start off at a company and they're like, I want to do my own thing. No, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
Being responsible for other people, being responsible for just, there's so many things that in opening a company you get so consumed by it that you no longer do why you're in that. So I had a social media agency. I love social media. I ended up doing taxes more than social
Yeah.
media.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't for me. So now I'm working with a wonderful family. They have a couple of companies, and I'm heading their communication and marketing. So this is the hat that I put on in the afternoon, and this is why I'm wearing a blazer, and I have glasses, the whole thing, the whole shebang. In the morning, though, I am a morning presenter. I'm a radio host on Bliss 104.3, and I co-host the Rise and Shine with Khalid. And before that, I had my own show. And I think this is where my passion is really. And I totally fell into it by complete and utter mistake.
Mm.
So these are my two main jobs. And then I have the hat of, the daughter, the khalto, the amto, and I'm going to consider these jobs.
Yeah.
Although I love doing them,
Yeah.
but they're as consuming
Yeah.
as my, I don't want to say 9 to 5, 7 to 6. That's my job. And on Saturdays, I usually grill. So
Mm.
I have a huge passion for food.
Nice.
So on Saturdays, just for fun, I go to different pubs in Jordan and I grill burgers, and I have like my own special sauce.
Seriously? Like you just go to
Yeah, it's
random.
called.
What?
Yeah, well, no, I don't like randomly be like, "Hey, can I cook here?" No, but like I call them up and they're like, so I come, me and my grill,
What?
and I bring my sauces, and usually all proceeds go to like some charity of choice.
Wow.
But I mean, yeah, this is usually how I spend my week. I guess it's pretty full. A
Yeah.
lot of people tell me, Dana, you're running yourself too thin. Sorry, but what I realized is if you understand time management,
Mm.
you can do so much. I have two jobs.
Yeah.
هذا غير الهobby of cycling and my workout. I have
Yeah.
two jobs, and I love it. I have my passions, and all that, and it's because of time management, and it's because I make people respect my time. So
Mm.
I have dedicated hours, and I give my entire attention
Mm.
to, for example, 7 to 10.
Mm.
My show gets all my attention.
Mm.
10:30 to 5, I'm marketing communication. I put on that hat. They
Mm.
get my full attention. After that, I'm a daughter or amto
Mm.
or a khalto or whatever. And managing time is, I think, a skill that I picked up maybe 4 years ago.
Mm.
I
You,
haven't taken any
seriously,
courses.
like you're answering the questions that are in my mind. I'm
Oh,
thinking them and you're answering them. I'm like, wow, like that's amazing. Yes.
listen, you're gonna have to interrupt me because, like I said, again, I'm a morning presenter, so
Yeah.
monologuing is my forte. So you're gonna have to be like, Dana, let me put in a word.
No worries, but I'm like, whoa, that's pretty cool. Like I'm thinking of this question, like what does time management mean to you?
Yeah.
Okay, before going to time management, let me ask you a bit more
Okay.
about your background in marketing and communications and the companies in the pandemic and
Oh,
your
yeah.
perspective on like you want to be part of a team instead of owning your own companies. Okay.
Right.
So first of all, like what companies did you own?
All right. So, oof, oof. I started off. I got my BA in graphic design, and I minored in theater and photography. Right.
Oh wow, yeah.
So I I actually ended up being a partner in the company that I interned with as a graphic designer. It was called Graphica.
Nice.
And I was there for a very long time. And then the whole social media switch happened. And I told my partners, I'm like, hey guys, listen, let's just add a service to our customers for free and open a Facebook page. I don't know if you remember, like Facebook, the fan page, it like the branding was vertical on the side. It was so primitive. It was, and so I started doing that for free for a couple of clients. You know, putting the artwork that I did, because I used to do all their artwork, all their communication. I just used to replicate whatever that was going to the billboards, whatever that was going to TV, whatever, just put it, slap it on Facebook. Turns out, and it was me and like one other company in Jordan.
Okay.
Turns out it was a success because advertising is cheaper. Hick, you're paying for all the printables, you're paying for the design, might as well just put it on digital platform. And they discovered like a lot of, and my first clients, actually 2 clients, one was pharmaceutical cosmetics and the other was travel agencies. And I was able to tap into different markets for them. Because, you know, when I put your ad on a billboard, I can't get feedback. So for the first time, I was able to get to do 2-way communication when you advertise. I put out a question, I put out an offer, I get feedback in return. Automatic, instant. And this is when we decided, let's rebrand Graphica and call it Socially Yours. So Socially Yours, I turned all my retainers.
Okay.
I gave them a small price markup, and I didn't only retain them for marketing, communication, and graphic design work, but I just slapped on social media, and this is how it happened. And I mean, this was 2000. So Graphica opened 2004, and it's been a beautiful company growing. Pre-pandemic, economy goes, and then I discovered that, you know what, having full-time employees is something that is too much. You know, I was so consumed by it that I forgot about myself. I became 110 kilos. I was so stressed. I no longer, when you own a company, you are no longer responsible for you. You are responsible for you, your employees. The driver that has kids needs his salary at the end of the month, regardless. You know, whether or not you as an owner, you take up a loan or a company takes up a loan, it's just, العبء is a lot. And the law, I've never studied law. I don't know anything about accounting. I bought a book. I can't believe I'm saying this. I bought a book, you know, the 4 dummy books, I got one, business management for dummies. It gave me everything I know now, by the way. And this is what happened, you know. We decided to close down Socially Yours, and then I'm like, you know what, let me do some freelance work. Me and my partner, we did some freelance work. It was great. I was making more money because when you're a freelancer, you only have to pay 5% tax, right? I don't have to pay salaries. Max, I need to hire someone that's a freelancer. But again, it's not your time. You work 24 hours. When it's something that's yours, it's no longer, it's something that just consumes you continuously, you know?
But weren't you
more and more,
well though? Like because of the pandemic, everything turned like digitalized. Isn't it supposed to be?
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
But I wasn't happy, dude. I wasn't happy. It's not me.
Okay.
It's not me, you know? And the idea was, you know, taking client changes and, you know, it wasn't me. It was really slowly killing me. I decided then, I'm like, you know what, I need to change. I don't know how to change. I don't know what to do. So I decided, Allah yarhamu Abui thinks I'm crazy. I decided to do my master's in something that I don't practice.
Okay.
So I decided to do my master's in something called Consciousness of Transformative Studies. And
Okay.
I specialized in nutritional psychology. And I did that solely for me because I needed to understand
Mm.
the what is change.
Mm.
And not only what is change, because of the stress that I was in, because I was doing something I didn't really love. I was doing something I was doing something because this is what I learned in university.
Mm.
And I am bound to have the job that makes sense, especially to
Mm.
parents. That's I closed the company. I decided to do my master's. I'm like, you know what? I have enough in savings.
Ah,
Closing the company, going to learn. I want to
okay.
educate myself.
Okay.
And this master's degree taught me a lot. It taught me a lot
Mm.
about change. It taught me a lot
Mm.
about self. I'm certified to like take on clients and stuff like that, but this is not something I want to do at all.
Mm.
This is I help my friends free of
Mm.
charge. I don't feel like this is something I want to monetize from.
Mm.
Rather, this is something that really elevated my life
Mm.
and really got me to understand what I love in life. And this sutfe, I'm
Mm.
ranting again. You can like totally interrupt me
No worries.
whenever you want.
No, no, I'm
Okay.
enjoying this.
And this sutfe, while I'm doing my master's, so get this, I'm doing my master's
Mm.
again. Didn't want to leave. The pandemic kind of like, it didn't start yet, but you were just hearing about
Yeah.
COVID in the background, right?
Mm.
And I was doing my master's online,
Mm.
and my classes were at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I would have to sleep at 6 p.m. to wake up at like 2:30 and head to class. And again, like I said, I have a passion for cooking. One of my friends came up to me and she was just like, she tagged me on a post that Beat FM did, that they were looking for someone that knows how to cook healthy food. And I was really into cooking healthy and trying to lose weight. Like I lost 45 kilos just by cooking healthy, right?
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, I want to share these recipes. I don't want to get paid for it. I just want to do it for fun. I have a theater background. I can probably perform.
Yeah.
So I went in for a recording, and I recorded my zoodles and chicken recipe. And when they called me back, they didn't call me back to say, hey, you got the job for Ramadan on Beat. They were like, yo, do you want a show?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? They're like, we don't have a morning presenter on Mood FM. The sister company of do you want of Beat, do you want a show? And I'm like, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
And this is how I started radio.
Wow.
Literally, it was just an opportunity that came, and I said yes to it. As
Interesting.
simple as that.
Oh
So I
wow.
used to, again, sleep at 6 p.m.,
Yeah.
wake up for my master's, finish my classes by 5:36, head to my show. My show started at 7 in the morning, from
Oh.
7 to 10. And then, I have just that little time to either study or see my friends. I lost a lot of my friends
Mm.
because a lot of the friendships that you make when you're growing up, not all of them are solid. And
Mm.
a lot of them, especially when you're a little bit older, revolve around going out and being present and what are we doing Thursday night, Friday night,
Yeah.
party. And I didn't have the luxury. I needed to
Yeah.
sleep,
Yeah.
and I needed to be a little bit selfish.
Mm.
And so yeah, I mean, this is my journey. I finished, did my master's, finished that, and met the lovely family that I'm working with now. And they were
Amazing.
like, Dana, please, like, come join the team. And I am in love with them.
Yeah.
And working for them, okay, fine, it's a corporate, I'm in a skyscraper on the 18th floor, blah, blah, blah. But it feels right. I
Yeah.
go, I do my job, I do a good job. But I don't have, and I love marketing, communication. It's in my blood. I mean,
Mm.
I love it.
Yeah.
But I don't have to worry about all the other things.
Yeah.
Maybe I worry about their company, of course,
Yeah.
but it's not the same. I'm not filing for taxes every 2 months,
Mm.
you know? And I know this is very trivial, but it's just at this day and age right now, the fact that the pandemic taught everyone that you need more than one source of income
Mm.
is very important.
Mm.
You know, if
100%.
you want to do something that you're passionate about, always have something you can fall back on,
Mm.
and vice versa. Always have a cushion, always save, you know?
Yes.
So the corporate job that I have, I am passionate about it because I'm not passionate about the product itself, but I'm passionate about being able to provide for myself just in case something happened, or to survive, basically,
Okay.
you know?
Okay. And when you say the product itself, what do you mean by that though? Because you said you're interested in communication and marketing, but isn't it what you're doing, communication and marketing? So technically you
well,
are.
that's the thing. Yeah, well, I mean, listen, I can do communication and marketing for toilet paper.
Okay.
That doesn't necessarily mean I am passionate about people using toilet paper.
Okay.
I am passionate about how I put the message out there. So regardless of what the product is, it is the idea of communication. It is the idea of leading a team into a successful campaign. That's what I'm passionate about.
And can you elaborate a bit more on that? Like how give an example to how you use communication to lead a team, to lead a project.
Okay. I don't know. Your show, for example. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So communication 101. You take a look at the show, you take a look at the demographics, you take a look at what your target is, you put you set your KPIs, you do all that, you know. Fantastic. We do like a whole exercise on what your vision and mission and my job is to come and put it all in a nice box and a ribbon on top and make people be interested, not necessarily buy it. I'm not sales, but just interested in looking at it, understanding your message. Now, me by myself, I can't do that. I need a team. I need my designers. I need my tech team. I need my researchers. I need all of that. I need all of these people to help me lead the project, to make sure that your product reaches, for example, that demographic and understands what the hell you're talking about.
Okay, got you. Okay,
you know,
so be
that's my job.
understanding your audience and crafting a message so that they get it. So yeah, it's targeted to your audience. Okay, got you. Awesome.
But yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing. There's a difference, I think, and the older you get, the more you understand the difference between your expertise and your passion, and not necessarily your passion is your expertise. And if I were to give anyone advice, make sure that your passion is separate from your expertise, because the minute your passion becomes your full-time job, you will never rest. You will never want to do anything else except that thing. You'll become obsessive and you will literally like not have time to do anything. Start seeing yourself, instead of actually sitting there while you're having family dinner, you're on your phone, checking your email, making sure that the project is good. You do it once, you do it twice. You know what? 7 times a month.
Yeah.
But the rest of the time, you need to disconnect to connect with your family.
%. So you did mention as well earlier that like going back a bit more to time management, because you have multiple different sources of income, like
oh my god, I love time management.
In time management, so you cycle as well, you learn instruments. I don't know if you played professionally. Do you play professionally?
Like, no. But I do sometimes hit up an open mic or something just to make fun of myself. So, I enjoy a good karaoke, let's just say. I like to perform.
Okay.
And you know, with open mic, you can sound as bad as you want. I don't have a band. I don't know how to do a band, right? Yeah. But I know how to grab a guitar and have a good time. Yeah. Like I know how to play all the good covers. You know, 90s rock. Yeah. I'm right there, right? Okay. All the sing-alongs. Yeah. I'm here for entertainment. But yeah, time management is something very interesting. And I started the curiosity of time management when I learned about something called, have you heard of this? Pomodoro effect. Method. So the Pomodoro method is very interesting. Google it. There's like so many apps, so many websites that you use. I literally use like pomodoro.com or something like that. So, and it's basically, it tells you, you task out your day. And you give yourself 25 minutes per task and then 5-minute break. And in these 25 minutes, you turn off notifications, you focus solely on your task. And mind you, every single time I look at a task or an email and I say, oh my God, this is going to take me the full day to work on it. Like, you know what? Let me try Pomodoro.
Yes.
25 minutes, I'm done.
Yeah.
Because you give it your full.
100%.
It's so beautiful when you can understand how to give your all to a specific task or a person. We live in a world where right now, when I'm back, I'm talking to you, my phone notification is going crazy. I got so many, and it's just like, no, this is my time right now here. And so the Pomodoro made me understand that, wow, in 25 minutes, I can do tasks that literally we would probably sit there, have meetings about how to finish this task, right? So, and then I'm like, okay, so the idea of time is in your head. If you meet a swimmer and you tell a swimmer, oh, you have 2 minutes, the quote that that person tells you, especially if they're Jordanian, like bahar wa'at. Bahar wa'at. It's because 2 minutes can mean a lot, right? And it's understanding how to use your time and working smart, not like working smarter, not harder. This is the whole idea. So the combination of having both skills together, I think, is the reason why I'm so successful with managing my time. The people that are in my life that come to me with tasks, from day one, they know exactly what my day looks like. And because I respect my time, I make other people respect my time. So from 7 to 10 a.m., if you want me, send me a message. I'm not going to answer. But if you miss me, tune into the radio, you'll hear me, right? I'm giving my time. When I'm at work, you miss me, I have lunch break. Come see me from 1 to 2. I'll give you my all. Other than that, leave me alone. I'm doing. So
100%.
Respecting time, respecting other people's time. World that we live in, the social media world is so fast-paced. People are shoving information at 15-second slots. I can teach you right now how to make the most elaborate dish on TikTok in less than a minute.
Right,
So everyone is in a rush. No one wants to sit there and like really learn the art and the craft of no. Just tell me the recipe. Leave me alone. You know? So it's just, and with the whole, like my father leaving us, it made me really, I have so many regrets in the times that I used to spend with him, because I used to spend my time with my family and I used to be on my phone because I was obsessed with social media. I was obsessed with my company. And I know for a fact there are so many missed memories I could have had with them, or with him in particular. And so many missed conversations I could have had with him, but I didn't because I was on my phone. So yeah, being present, you learn that the hard way sometimes.
And what does it mean for you to be present, and how do you allow yourself to stay present in a given moment in time? Like, how can you stay focused for 25 minutes though? Like nowadays, it's not that easy, but how?
My phone is on do not disturb. It doesn't even vibrate. I have my loved ones and literally like my mom, my brother, my sister, my nieces, like 2 best friends, and my boss on a favorite list. These are the only people that have access to my time. Because they know that I am working, I'm concentrating. If they call me, there better be fire. Like there's someone better be in an ambulance. Last time Allah you know? So, and it's so difficult. When I first, by the way, recently I mastered this. It is
Takes
beyond
time.
difficult. Oh my God. It's an addiction. It's how you, so we talked about this offline, off air. I'm totally addicted to food. I have a food addiction. I binge eat. Getting rid of that addiction is the same process I did when I had to get rid of the addiction of me being connected all the time. I didn't get rid of the addiction. I redirected my addiction, because you can't get rid of an addiction. Once an addict, always an addict, right? But you redirect the addiction to something maybe a little bit healthier. So I read that's too personal. I'm not gonna get into like what I redirected. But I redirected my addictions to something a little bit more, healthier, a healthier habit.
Okay, and though you did say something, an addict will always stay an addict. I would like to challenge this because there's a lot of people who heal, I've yet to
Yeah,
hope,
yeah.
like to see, like I've people who are actually like, I don't think you should. I
How
think
are
part
they
of it
healing
too
though?
is like, I think just you saying this, like I just, something came up in my mind. I'm like, don't allow yourself just to believe this. It's going to take time, but you're going to get there and you're going to be fully free of it. It does not have to control you. So the
No, it
belief that you
doesn't.
don't think you might ever get there just hinders you as well, you know?
Me, I'm totally there with you.
Yeah.
I am not talking about once an addict, always an addict towards a substance
Mm.
or towards you can be addicted to a person,
Yeah.
by the way,
Yeah.
right? Obsessive compulsive over a
Yeah.
person. It can be food, it can be narcotics, it can be alcohol, it can be whatever it is.
Yeah.
A lot of people that are addicts cannot, getting rid of an addiction takes so much time,
Yeah.
so much therapy, possibly hypnosis.
Yeah.
But what happens is, بلا ما تحسي, without you thinking, you redirect your addiction. So let's say you were addicted, you're an alcoholic, you're addicted to alcohol. You redirect it, you pick up a healthy habit. That habit is your addiction redirected.
Exactly. But in a positive way this time.
But as yes, the misconception in the world out there is that the word addiction is not always negative.
True.
So it's redirected addiction. I got rid of an addiction and I got addicted to a sport. I'm addicted to it. I love it. I crave it all the time. I know it stemmed out of an old addiction. Not necessarily it's a bad thing that I'm addicted to that. Because it's not harming me. Blacks. On the contrary. Even something like ego, for example. Ego can be positive, can be negative. Everything بالعالم can be positive, can be negative.
Like going back, like, let's kind of like define what addiction means.
So I just Googled the meaning of addiction for you real quick. Addiction means, noun, the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance or activity. So let's do I'm gonna life coach you out of this one. I want you to think, instead of food addiction, again, an addiction can be a substance or activity. I want to add to it a human. You can be actually addicted to a human. Because at one point I directed my addiction to a person and it was just like, it was a catastrophe. It was a catastrophe. Different episode for a different time. So go through that, those steps that you said, you know, when you wanted to like eat something, you know, I shouldn't eat it, I want to eat it, I regret, so I end up eating more, and turn it into, for example, a sport that you like. What do you like to do?
Running,
cycling.
Cycle, yeah.
Cycling. Okay. So instead of saying, oh, I don't want to eat this, this is bad for me, I ate it, I feel guilty, I'm going to eat more. With cycling, I don't want to get on the bike, right? A lot of people have that first feeling. Or, yeah, let me get on the bike. I'm on the bike, I feel great, I'm a little bit tired. I get back home, I feel accomplished. I feel great, I want to do it again. That is a positive way of looking at addiction. It's the same process of your negativity turned into an addiction that is a positive addiction. It's the same thing. It's the same mindset. It's just switched into something more enlightening, or maybe more better for you. The idea of binge eating, I secret eat. I did it last night, actually. You know, it is something that you blank out and you cannot control. A person that is addicted, you blank out and you don't understand what's happening until you wake up probably the next day saying, what in the world just happened? When you wake up the next day and you see طنجرة الورق دوالي next to you empty, that is addiction. When you find yourself at the bottom of a bottle, literally at the bottom of the bottle, and it's not about regret. You do it again. You feel horrible. You still do it again. Yeah. Same thing with cycling. The adrenaline, the rush, the feelings, in a positive way, you want to do it again. it takes a lot of mind over matter. That
Yeah.
failure is inevitable.
100%.
But it's the idea now with an addiction is forgiving yourself with failure. Because if you don't forgive yourself with failure,
Yes.
you're going to binge eat again. And this is why when I
100%.
said the cliche saying of
Yeah.
once an addict, always an addict, that used to piss me off. When someone used to say that to me, I used to go on a rant.
Yeah.
But now I understand. I still consider myself a food addict. I just told you last night, I binged, mindless eating, secret eating, mindless secret night eating. The worst of the worst, right?
Yeah.
My addiction got so bad with food that right behind me, actually, I don't know if you can, that's a fridge. That's a tiny little fridge.
Oh, okay.
That,
Yeah.
you can find healthy. I had to consciously create a mini fridge behind me that is filled with things that are not necessarily healthy. So it's not carrots and vegetables, but at least it's healthier bars, maybe a little bit of protein, things that I can eat, that I like, that satisfy my craving, but give me the full, because when you're an addict, you want to be full to an extent where you experience food coma. You want to pass out from food, right? But at least I have a healthier option, and at least I'm not leaving my room and not eating the entire kitchen. Like I will eat the door. Like anything. And so it's habits that you do that may not make any sense to other people. Like, who the hell keeps a fridge? It's next to my bed. My bed's right here. The fridge is right there. But it's something that I did for me because I understand, I accept that I have a food problem. I accept it. I try to redirect it with music. I try to redirect it with cycling. Cycling is something that I get as much of a rush that I do when I eat, when I binge eat. So each person has their own journey, and you cannot generalize.
And you did mention the course that you took earlier, what that helped you
Consciousness
change.
of Transformative Studies.
Yes, the consciousness. Yeah. So that course you said helped you so much and help you understand yourself even better. How so? How did that course affect you?
I had to dig deep. In order for me to get my master's degree, I had to. They teach you tools. Tools that you're supposed to give your future clients. Instead of looking at it as what can I do, and I wrote my thesis on binge eating, mindless eating, secret eating in particular, secret eating between the ages of 6 and 12 for kids. وخاطبت schools on what are the food choices the schools need to take. What is the psychology behind the household if you think your son or your daughter is a secret eater? How do you deal with that? What is the language that you use? The language that you use is so important. So I use that language on myself.
But does it start at such a young age? I thought on adults more.
No. Adults, you're aware of what's happening.
Okay. Like, why would a child though? Like, why would a child be?
You never know what happens behind closed doors.
Yeah, true.
You can't judge.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah, because I feel like children are pure though. That's why.
That kid might come from a household that they have food insecurities.
Got you.
Two-part food insecurity. One might be they can't afford food. So that can stem, secret eating later on in life as an adult can stem from lack of food security in the household and food insecurity that is passed down from generation to generation. Their parents could have given it to them. A kid usually is chubby. Baby fat is there. A parent sometimes can't look at her child and be like, oh, baby fat. I know kids as young as 5 years old that go to a nutritionist and they're not overweight. That child is going to eat in his room. That child is going to cry themselves to bed. To sleep, sorry. Cry themselves to sleep. It starts at such a young age, but you are just aware of it later. And this is something that I wish later on in every single school, I believe therapy needs to start at a very young age. Why do I have to be 21 years old to be able to afford therapy, to be like, okay, parents, you didn't go to therapy, you gave me all your insecurities, or I'm traumatized because of all the things that happened to me, let me now go to therapy. It's too late. You need years. Why not start the conversation early? It's the language that you talk to yourself, to your kids, and this is how change starts. It's the language that you speak.
And like, what was one, like, what would you say was one thing or two things, actually 3 truths that you came out of this course saying that, wow, like wasn't like 3 epiphanies that shifted your mood, like your mindset and the way you do things?
The world doesn't revolve around what my parents perceive me to be or want me to be. I believe almost every household, we are conditioned and bound to the way our parents raised us. And this is not who we truly are sometimes. My parents gave me actually the best life in the world. They gave me life on a golden platter, drizzled in diamonds, but it's forgiveness of self. Sometimes you go about your life wanting to please your parents. You get the grade for the parents. You don't get the grades for you. You're too young to get the grades for you. You're always doing for your parents. You're graduating for your, that's how it starts. You graduate kindergarten and elementary school, and they put you that tiny little fake hat. It's not for you. It's for them. Right? I believe that it is okay to speak my truth, to be who I am. I was always scared. I was always scared to disappoint. And then I learned that disappointment is the pathway to life, to success, to this is okay. But it's okay to fail. It's okay to be a disappointment to someone. And the most important thing I learned is self-love. I redirected my addictions towards people. I became addicted to being a people pleaser. I am a people pleaser at all times. Actually, one of my friends keeps on telling me, Dana, I want to put a red carpet on you because people just walk all over you all the time. And I realized I'm a people pleaser. Yes, I was okay with it. I became to accept the weaknesses that I have. Even food addiction, I accepted food addiction. Every single weakness that I tapped into during this course to understand these tools that they are giving me, I turn these weaknesses into things that I am okay with, and I allow myself to have these weaknesses. Because if it wasn't for the weaknesses, I wouldn't have my strengths. Your weaknesses balance you out. You need to read a bad book every once in a while to enjoy a good book. You can't go about life being, reading great books and just only having strengths. And people are not okay with accepting their weaknesses. They're not okay with...
What are your strengths, though?
I think my strengths stem from curiosity, extreme ambition, extreme curiosity. And I believe that sympathy, empathy, and the way I love is a big strength. And by the way, those, what I just said, are also my weaknesses. Every single thing that you mention, any adjective you give me, any way you can describe a person, whether you want to talk about their ego, their addiction, their success, or anything of the sort, Every single thing can be as positive and can be a negative, can have a strength and can have a weakness. That's the whole idea of consciousness of transformative studies. Every single person has these traits. Every single person, subhanallah, we were created on this world, whether you choose to believe in God or the creator, or how whatever it is, Darwin, I don't know what's your religious background is, but whatever a person is described. Every single person has a level of empathy. Some people have it very low. Some people don't understand empathy, right? And I don't want to get into extreme cases where, someone is so unempathetic, like they don't have empathy, they don't have that they have to be medicated. No, I'm just saying, let's talk about, your average Tom, Dick, and Harry, with the regular issues of, a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of, every single person has caring, empathy, curiosity. Every single person is loving, and every single person has ego. Every single person hates. But it's how you level it out. It's like, have you the mixer with the DJ, how he like levels out the volumes, and this is how it is, and it is how you choose to look at every single button of yours. That you can crank it up and crank it down. You can balance, for example, sympathy with empathy. You can balance your ego with a little bit of this, and it's just how you navigate that. And when you truly understand the levels that you are in, and how, if you have, let's say you take empathy out of 100, you have 90% empathy.
Okay.
في 10% ضايعين. This is your negative. So this is why I'm saying everything is positive and negative. It's just how you choose to look at it. The way I look at things, I don't like to define.
Yeah, same. I agree. I agree.
I can't say, like, when you said give me 3, because someone can be empathetic, but great. What are you doing with this empathy? Even if it's a strength, what are you doing with it? Everyone can be caring. Well, I can be the most loving and caring person towards you, and I don't want to accept but an a-hole to someone else. Doesn't mean I'm less caring to it. So it's a lot perceptive. There's so much perception. It's such a broad.
So right.
And if you just ask me in a regular conversation, I'll tell you. But because we're linking it with consciousness of transformative studies, I choose to be anal with my answer.
No, I really, if you dive deep into psychology and like the philosophy, really, like, there's so much more. Yeah,
it's mesmerizing. I think me and you can like have another 9,000 episodes. So I don't even know if we even tapped into what we were supposed to talk about.
We tapped into all of it. We talked about your story. We talked about a bit of your past, and like we did cover a few points, so it was good. But no, thank you so much, Dana, for your time. How should people find you? Where should people connect with you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm an open book. I don't really use Facebook, but I have Instagram is my go-to, so it's at Dana Tarawneh. And from there it'll just lead you to my TikTok, it'll lead you to my LinkedIn if someone wants to headhunt me or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's mainly Instagram, and if anybody wants to just get to know me, they can just tune in to my show, which is cool that I have that platform to monologue, and I do not apologize for monologuing on your show.
That is perfect. Thank you, Dana. It's a pleasure talking to you. And to everyone listening, I hope you enjoyed this episode and have an amazing, awesome rest of your day.